So how's it going, guys? It's been a while, but welcome to another video. Now, I've been playing Modern Warfare 2 a lot. The full game just came out like last week, I think. And today, I want to give some thoughts on what I've been playing. I put around 20 to 30 hours currently so far into the multiplayer and Spec Ops. So I do want to give some insight on what I think, and I guess a short review. I know other YouTubers have done a review, but I would like to do one just because I enjoyed Modern Warfare 1 so much, or Modern Warfare 19. And so I want to give the perspective of someone who loved Modern Warfare 19 despite all the issues it had. So yeah, let's get into it. So before I start going in depth, a quick short, I guess, sentence summarizing what this game is basically, this game is not for everyone. This game is basically Modern Warfare 19 plus, in a sense. It feels very similar to Modern Warfare 19, but much faster paced, or slower depending on what type of players you're going to be going against. But for the most part, a lot of the game is much more sped up. So first of all, I want to talk about some of the things I really enjoy. So first of all, the gunplay. I don't think this has to be said. Modern Warfare, at least the new series, has the best gunplay in my opinion in the entire franchise. I think the gunplay is superb. Guns feel good to shoot. Animations feel very smooth, so it feels super nice to just run around, jump, mantle, and do all the movement. And it feels good to be in gunfights, even though gunfights are relatively simple, given the fast TTK. But overall, the gunplay itself is spectacular, and I don't think there's many games that really top it in my opinion. Next up is the maps. Maps, for the most part, have been surprisingly good. I really like a lot of the maps. I guess maybe it's because I like the more open-ended approach, and I don't really enjoy the three-lane approach all the time. But the maps in this game are a massive improvement from Modern Warfare 19. It feels much more streamlined in terms of flow. It's much easier to predict where enemies are, with the exception of one map, the border crossing map. But I enjoyed the border crossing map just because of the random crap that can happen with the exploding cars. But regardless, point is that the maps are much improved from Modern Warfare 19. Would I say they're improved from Cold War and Vanguard? I'm not sure. I didn't really play Vanguard, but Cold War, I can somewhat feel it. Some maps I think are better in Cold War, but some maps I think Modern Warfare 2 did better. And something I really didn't expect to enjoy so much is Ground War. Personally, for me, Battlefield 2042 has really been my kind of guilty pleasure game. I've been playing it on and off, even though I really don't like the game that much. I just enjoy playing it as a guilty pleasure game just because it scratches an itch for me. Before Modern Warfare 2, that was literally the entire point of me playing Battlefield 2042. And I gotta say, despite all the issues I have with the map design when it comes to rooftop snipers, a bunch of rooms, and like sort of a very chaotic flow with the map, the ground war and invasion modes are relatively fun, and honestly, I always enjoy going back to them. Now, I've been getting really tired of invasion just because of how many times I need to use that, because invasion is basically the weapon XP farming mode. So yeah, but other than that, I enjoy the big modes, and I'm glad that they're also adding more modes, and I'm glad that they're I'm hoping that they add way more unique maps outside of just using the Warzone locations. Next up, I want to talk about Spec Ops. I think Spec Ops in this game, I really enjoy it. It's a bit easy, but it's not frustrating, and I think that's the biggest thing. The biggest problem I had with Spec Ops from 19 was how frustrating it was because of the random crap that happens, or I guess the entire design of it. In Modern Warfare 19, it was much more open. It felt more like mini missions for Warzone, and basically AI was infinitely spawning. You had a lot of the objectives were not well placed. They had very, very open level design, and it honestly did not play very well. It was annoying to play against, and it was annoying to really just go through all the missions. This game, it's much more simplistic, I guess you can say, but it's much more open in terms of what you can do. With Modern Warfare 19, a lot of the times, no matter how you approached it, a lot of the times you will get spotted, so you can't really play stealthily. In this game, though, stealth plays a heavy part, And if you get compromised, it's not like the end of the world where infinite enemies are respawning like from left and right. Once you clear out a specific area, then they stop spawning immediately, and you can actually focus on the objective, which is really great. And I honestly really like the reduction in players. It means less random crap when you're going against or you're playing with randoms in lobbies, and people basically play it much more strategically, at least from my experience, because of that. Also, the mode is just great for XP farming the specific weapons, and honestly, with the AI, they're much more spread out, so it doesn't feel like as frustrating as it was before. So those are the things I really like about the game. Now let's talk about some of the bad things. I think you guys pretty much know what a lot of people don't like about this game, and honestly, I'm going to echo a bunch of it, but I want to give some more unique stuff. So first of all, UI. I think this doesn't have to be said. The UI in this game is absolutely garbage. I don't like it at all. It's very confusing, and the fact that we don't even have a combat record and stuff like that is kind of, I guess, pathetic and kind of insulting. Especially when previous games always had a combat record day one, so it kind of sucks there. Next, I want to talk about the TTK. TTK is relatively fast in this game. I would much rather have a bit slower TTK. It's not that I mind it, the fast TTK, but it is kind of BS that it takes so quickly to melt with any weapon. I guess that's a good thing in a sense, so that every weapon is viable, but at the same time, I feel like the weapons feel too quick, and I would like to get into more strategic gunfights. And on the weapons, the marksman rifles and the sniper rifles, as much as I enjoy sniping in this game, it is a bit broken, especially when you're the opposing player. You basically stand no chance against snipers for the most part because of how little they flinch when you shoot them, and how, I guess, versatile they are. Snipers and marksman rifles in this game, or specifically bolt actions, are extremely good. Like, they will one-shot pretty consistently, and they work very well in close range combat, which is something that they should not excel at unless you build into it, like very heavily into it. But even then, like, the snipers are still so good that it makes basically playing with all of the weapons kind of frustrating, just because of how abundant the snipers and marksman rifle users are in this game. So yeah. Next up is skill-based matchmaking. I'm not going to go in depth on this. This pretty much been said already. Skill-based matchmaking sucks for the most part, though there are some times where I can see it happening. I can see it being a good thing. For the most part, for 6v6, I definitely see it. It's been kind of crazy how the first game I playing this game was in sweats. I've never seen that happen so fast. But surprisingly, I haven't had that much of an SBMM I haven't had the SBMM hit as hard in Ground War or Invasion. Honestly, a lot of the games in Ground War and Invasion have been very steamroll heavy, from what I can tell. Like, once the enemy or once a team starts picking up the lead, it's never down the line where the other side starts winning or the other side gains a massive ground, though in some very few instances. So it's kind of weird. I will say that the Ground War maps, I think that's why I enjoy Ground War a little bit more, just because of the somewhat looser SBMM. But who knows? Maybe I'm being theoretical here, or maybe it doesn't even exist. Finally, I want to talk about the bugs and crashes. Now, obviously, this is something that Infinity Ward can fix, but I'm praying to God that they actually deliver and fix it. This game experiences so many issues, at least from my experience. The game runs fine. When it runs, it runs great. I'm running this on a 3070 Ti, and at normal to high settings at 1440p, I can easily get 120 to 140 FPS plus. It's great to play. It feels good to play, but when it doesn't, it really doesn't. For example, sometimes I'll have frame rate dips so badly that I literally feel like I'm playing Destiny on the 360 all over again. We're talking that level of bad in terms of frame rate. Sometimes some visual glitches, and especially the crashes. If out of anything, the crashes are really the thing that has happened to me the most. It gets really annoying, especially when you're on a good match. And I pray to God that Infinity Ward fixes this, along with some other major issues with the game. And obviously, you know, the game really has been kind of strange, I guess you can say, in terms of crashing and stuff like that. So take that with a grain of salt. I don't know how the consoles are, but that's kind of the biggest thing. Okay, so all of that, so what, right? The game is Modern Warfare 2. Who's this for? So overall, because I liked Modern Warfare 19, despite all the issues, I really am enjoying Modern Warfare 2. But if you're someone who doesn't enjoy Modern Warfare 19, I'm going to say that skip on this game, or you're most likely not going to like this game. A lot of the core flaws of the first game's design carry over to this design. The way Ghost is, mini maps especially, fast TTK, really, really strong kill streaks. If you didn't like any of that, then you most likely will not like this game at all. It plays very similar. The only, I can say this, it feels like an expansion to Modern Warfare 19 more than anything else. And that's not necessarily a bad thing per se, but I think this game definitely does not really try to improve that much from the previous game. And if you're someone who didn't like the previous game, you're most likely not going to enjoy this game. So this game's not for everyone. Overall, I would give it a 7 out of 10, I would say, in terms of gameplay. Definitely my favorite recent modern Call of Duty multiplayer experience. So I guess that's something. So yeah, those are kind of my impressions. I kind of wanted to make this relatively quickly, or more so give a relatively simple, I guess, understanding of some of the core areas I like about this game and what I didn't like about this game. So I'm kind of thinking of doing some more content on Modern Warfare, some more, I guess, separate content. I'm very excited for the raids. I think for me, the PvE side is really what I'm going to be focusing on. So I'm definitely going to be trying that. Modern Warfare 2, recommend if you like Modern Warfare 19. That's all I got to say. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. I'm going to keep this relatively short. So hopefully you like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you need to do. If you didn't like it, then that's fine. You can hop off, watch someone else, or play the game yourself. So yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later in the next one.